So something just happened at this press conference, and I don't know if it was on anybody's bingo card, but we're going to watch it in just a second. But President Trump essentially vowed that the U.S. was going to take over the Gaza Strip. Now, one of the things that you'll notice when Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, came to visit with President Trump today, there was a lot of positive symbolism and exchange going on between the two of them. A lot of things to sort of look out for. There was a picture going around where President Trump was pulling out the chair for Bibi Netanyahu to sit down in, not something that President Trump typically does. One thing that you'll notice here in this press conference is that the ties that they're wearing are the color that is usually associated with the other person. So President Trump is notorious for his red tie and Bibi Netanyahu for his blue tie. And they sort of switched colors today. And there's not sure exactly what the symbolism is, but there is certainly a degree of symbolism going on in these two parties meeting. But let's take a minute and just look at the clip and examine what President Trump says. Take a look at this clip. But before we do, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch with you. Check this out.
I also strongly believe that the Gaza Strip, which has been a symbol of death and destruction for so many decades and so bad for the people anywhere near it, and especially those who live there, and frankly, who's been really very unlucky. It's been very unlucky. It's been an unlucky place for a long time. Being in its presence just has not been good, and it should not go through a process of rebuilding and occupation by the same people that have really stood there and fought for it and lived there and died there and lived a miserable existence there. Instead, we should go to other countries of interest with humanitarian hearts, and there are many of them that want to do this, and build various domains that will ultimately be occupied by the 1.8 million Palestinians living in Gaza, ending the death and destruction and, frankly, bad luck. This can be paid for by neighboring countries of great wealth. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12. It could be numerous sites, or it could be one large site. But the people will be able to live in comfort and peace, and we'll make sure something spectacular is done. They're going to have people not going to be shot at and killed and destroyed like this civilization of wonderful people has had to endure. The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Recently, President Trump has put out the idea to Jordan and to Egypt to absorb the population of Gaza, let them settle there because they're local and because they're part of the same culture. Jordanians are overwhelmingly Palestinian by heritage, and so that would seem like a reasonable offer. Jordan and Egypt both denied this idea. And so we don't know, perhaps President Trump is using this as a bargaining ploy. Perhaps he really means it. Perhaps he's going to go through with it. Perhaps it's somewhere in between. I guess time will tell. But it was, again, it's something not on the bingo card of really anybody that I know with President Trump's suggestion. I guess we will see what happens. And the main thing is that with these sorts of changes, whatever changes, whether it's moderate Arab countries taking over that area, whether it's US, whatever sort of assistance is provided to that area and built up to be a normalized place where it's not a war zone, where it's not a place of destruction and terror, that is going to reshape that region, the entire Middle East. And God willing, we should just continue to pray that there be peace for all people in that region and across the world at large. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch with you. Take care.